Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a minute since I've posted a video. I'm sorry about that. I will be back with regular content, I promise you. But today is a very exciting video. I will be unboxing the brand new iPad Air M2 in the 11-inch size in the color purple, which has to be my favorite color of all the colors. It's actually not mine. This is my mom's brand new iPad. She said, okay, if I'm getting a new iPad, you better do an unboxing for your channel. She really doesn't care to do it herself, so I'm doing it for you all. I'm gonna share with you a little bit about the new launch for the iPad, unboxing it obviously, and giving you some of my first impressions while I'm setting it up for her. So let's get into this new iPad Air M2 unboxing. My dad picked this up for my mom this morning, so I usually don't have a bag, so this is kind of fun. And here it is, the beautiful wallpaper on the front, super pretty. And like I said, this is the 11-inch size. The new iPad Air comes in the 13-inch as well, as the Pros have an 11-inch and a 13-inch as well. Like I said, this is the purple color, which I'm absolutely obsessed with. It is so gorgeous. I'm actually kind of jealous, but it does come in a couple other colors. We've got the space gray, starlight. This one is purple, and there's also a blue, and they're like very nice muted tones. For the Pro though, you get less color options. There's a black, space black, and silver, but let's be real, this iPad Air purple color is my favorite of all the colors, of all the iPad variations. And of course, underneath, we've got all the instructions and things that you need to be aware of. So basically a welcome to your new iPad with some instructions. And then underneath, you've got a block with a USB-C. Now I don't know 100% whether all countries have this, but we're in the US and you get the block. As well as the nice braided cord, which I feel like I talk about in every single video that I'm like, oh my gosh, love this. So before it was like that kind of silicone-y weird texture that ripped so easily, but ever since I've ever had a braided kind of cord with my MacBook Air, with my new iPhone 15, it's come with this braided material every time and it's been great. But it is USB-C to USB-C nowadays. I don't know when they exactly made the switch, but my mom has an old iPad Air 2, like ancient device, right? She's gonna have to get used to the USB-C because hers is still in the lightning ages. So yeah, it's something for her to get used to, but that's what comes in the box of the brand new iPad Air. Let's talk about what's different about the iPad Air. Okay, just some of the details on this specific iPad. Like I said, it is an 11-inch. It has liquid retina display. It does not have the ProMotion technology. That's what's different between the Air and the Pro. But the Air does have P3 wide color, true tone, and anti-reflective coating. And the other main difference is the chip. So there is an M2 chip in the Air, whereas there's an M4 chip in the Pro. Like I said, my mom has been dealing with that iPad Air 2, which has an A8X chip. So she's going to see a significant upgrade in the chips. If you're thinking right now, should I get the Air or the Pro? That's really up to what you use it for. For example, in my mom's case, she's really just watching videos, reading books on her iPad, doing some light searching, you know, that kind of thing. Not video editing and, you know, editing photos and anything crazy like that. She's just the basic kind of user. In my case too, I actually don't edit on my iPad. I have the iPad Pro 11-inch second generation, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't do any of that on my iPad. I just find it easier and better, just better experience on my MacBook. Not that I'm saying it couldn't necessarily handle it, I just don't like it as much. So really, if I were to upgrade, hot tea here, if I were to upgrade, I might actually get a brand new Air than a Pro in my case. But like I said, it's totally different for everybody. You know, I'm not necessarily in need of, you know, all the lenses and the flash because I never take any photos or anything on my iPad. I just use my phone. So that kind of thing you have to take into consideration. Let me go through some just other differences to note if you're kind of in that boat of like, which do I pick? You have Face ID on the Pro, whereas there is a Touch ID in the top button of the iPad Air, so that's a difference there. You also have a different stereo kind of system. On the iPad Air, you have landscape stereo speakers, but on the Pro, you have 4-speaker audio. But yeah, things to think about. If you're not looking for the fastest of the fastest technology, you might go with the Air because it is still the M2 chip, which I have in my MacBook, and I'm doing pretty well with it anyways, editing and all that jazz. Other information about the Air M2 chip, like I said, 8-core CPU, 10-core GPU, and 16-core neural engine. It's got that camera, obviously the 12MP wide camera with 4K video. The one biggest thing that is a huge upgrade or, you know, different feature is the fact that the camera is no longer up here when you're holding the iPad like this. It's actually on this side now. That is a brand new thing between both the Pro and the Air. So usually people are FaceTiming this way, so you'd always be like, it'd always be on the side. You kind of have to look, you know, on the side, but you're never looking at that side. So really it's gonna give a better kind of FaceTime experience. And if you're filming anything or taking any selfies or anything like that, you know, you're probably holding your iPad like this, you know, maybe not, I don't know. I'm like kind of conflicted on the fact that what I like better. You know, some people are raving about the fact that the camera's over here now on the front facing side. I don't know, I feel like I do hold my iPad like this a ton. So you know what? I don't know, maybe I would not like that. We'll see what my mom says. But yeah, that's just the nitty gritty of the Air versus Pro, and her model just specifically, this is the 128 gigabyte. Like I said, she's not doing any like storage filing or, you know, she doesn't need a whole lot of storage necessarily. So it really was the best option for her to do the lowest storage. Obviously there's other options that you can choose from. You can get a bigger option too. Like I said, 13-inch. You have the choice of 128 gigabytes, 256, 512, up to 1 terabyte of storage. And yeah, so let's move on to turning this on. Okay, I really didn't go through too much of the setup process because my mom was going to back her old iPad up anyways, but I went through it quickly up to a point. So went and selected the language and the country and then chose an appearance. And then this is the main bit where if you want to start from scratch and just quick start or backup. And then it needed a software update. I just said I would do it later at this point. Went through data and privacy, and then it has you set up your iPad, and this is where that Touch ID comes in. So there is a spot at the top button where you kind of lock your iPad, where basically you have to set up, you know, your finger touch so that it responds and unlocks with your fingerprint, which is really cool. I only half did it for fun, but obviously she started this whole process over again herself and put her backup from her old iPad onto her new one. Since this is the most realistic kind of upgrade that you're probably going to make, I'm just going to show you the difference between my iPad Pro and that new iPad Air. It's probably the exact same size. Looking at the display, I don't know like whether you can even tell a difference between them at all. You know, this one is very colorful in the picture, so you know, might want to have a side by side to really be able to tell. But otherwise, the look and feel of both of them are very similar. The weight feels to be just about the same without a case. The finish is obviously a little bit different because there's different colors and different lenses, but you have both of those USB-C ports on the bottom, and the thinness is pretty much like spot on, I would say. It's like almost exactly the same width. So really the biggest difference that you're gonna be able to tell is, you know, that Face ID on the Pro, even an older model, the Touch ID to turn it on for the Air at the top, and that camera placement are like the biggest differences I would probably notice right off the bat in my first impressions between the two. And that is it. That is the brand new 2024 iPad Air M2 unboxing for you, as well as my first impressions. I'm sure that my mom is going to be thrilled with it. Obviously, it's a huge upgrade for her, so she's obviously super excited to just have a working iPad. So I'm sure she's going to have no complaints, but I'll leave any of her thoughts in the comments if she has any. And if you did like this video, don't forget to give it a like, comment down below whether you're thinking about getting one of the new iPads, whether it's just the iPad, iPad Pro, or a brand new iPad Air M2. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be posting a ton more videos. I'm really wanting to get back into this. I just started a new job, so I've been busy kind of with that, but I promise you I'm getting into a routine and I'm going to film and post way more. So subscribe. Can't wait to see you next time. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.